Okay, hi everyone and welcome back to week 2 of these virtual sessions. You're in my living room this week, as you can see. So I guess we'll just get started. So I'm first going to have a little chat about our new structure for our lessons so that we're all on the same page, although I'm sure that you know all about this by now, but just in case anybody's still a little bit confused. So obviously last week I had a chat and I told you that you had a 20-minute video session and then you had your 40 minutes to prepare your items to send back to me. This week we're doing it slightly differently. I definitely prefer this way because, sorry I keep looking at the screen, because it ensures that we have that interactive aspect that we had in our normal classes. So basically the idea is that we have a Zoom call at the beginning of every session. So Zoom is like FaceTime, like video messaging type thing, so that we can actually have a chat with each other, have a little talk about our weeks, about any worries we might have, and hopefully in the future maybe even use it to have like an interactive class so that I can actually chat to you guys about ideas and stuff and we can do it in real time, as opposed to like this I send you a video, you send me a video type thing, which I still think is cool. But you know, sorry if I'm looking down, I've got my phone because I've got some ideas of what I need to chat to you about. Yeah, so we'll have that 20-minute Zoom call. It'll be around 20 minutes. We'll do news, so you can tell me a little bit about your week, I'll tell you a little bit about mine. We'll just make sure everybody's on the same page, and then you'll leave the call and you'll come to this video, which hopefully you've just done. You watch this video, it'll be getting at about 20 minutes like last week, around that sort of time. And then the last 20 minutes of the hour, you can spend, you know, just working on the stuff that I give you in this video, thinking about ideas for next week, things like that. So I think it's going to be really good. I'm really excited about it. So I'm filming this on Wednesday morning, and on Wednesday evening hopefully we'll have a little chat, me and you guys. So unfortunately, because it's all new and we're just trying to get to grips with it, I don't have any feedback from your videos from last week. I did manage to get a little video from Isabel, so thank you. I loved it. It was so funny, of them like sitting in their house and like doing the tongue twisters. I thought it was very cute. I haven't had anything back from any of the rest of you. That might be because you haven't had a chance to send me anything, which is totally cool, or it might be that it just hasn't reached me yet. But hopefully this week it will be a little bit easier. I know that Fee sent out an email to your parents that has a phone number on it, so all of the things that you do for this session can be sent via WhatsApp to that phone number, and Fee will make sure that they get to me so that I can see them and give you feedback. Okay, so this week, let's talk about what we're doing this week. So this week I thought we'd have a little bit of a focus on choosing a song choice, making a song choice that is good for your voice, as I think this is a skill that is important for you guys, whether you decide to go on to do music professionally, or whether you're just like in a lot of shows at the moment, because I know, oh god, I know at your age, you do a lot of shows and you have to choose songs for them. So I think it's something that like, it's never going to go to waste, this knowing how to do this. And then next week hopefully we'll get back to writing and we'll get back to the song. But obviously it's a little bit harder to do the song when I'm not actually interacting with you in real time. So yeah, that's what we'll do this week. First of all though, I've got a little warm-up for you. I recorded it yesterday, so I'll put in the clip of me doing that now. I'm just going to get straight in with the warm-up because I've got my glamorous assistant, my mum, behind the camera recording me. I'm going to do a little bit more of a physical warm-up this week, since we did do a very fundamentally vocal and still one last week. I'm just going to put some music on in the background. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to look over to the left, and then back forwards, and back to the left, and back forwards, and then up to the sky, and back forwards. Don't stretch your neck too much. And then to the right, and then the right, and then chin and chest down at the floor. Okay, now we're going to go off to the left, forward, up, forward, right, forward, chin on chest, forward, and then like this, and then we're just going to turn it around into a spin. Now we're going to get our left hand and we're going to put it on our right ear, and we're just going to place it there. We're not going to stretch and pull because we don't want to hurt our neck at all, but we're just going to hold it there for support. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. Just like this. Okay, and then with the arms, we're just going to take our right arm in our left elbow like this and just hold it for a few seconds. And then we're going to do the same with our other arm. And then putting our hands behind our back. If you can touch, that's perfect. If you can't, don't worry at all. Just reach them behind you, like with the aim to touch your fingertips together. And then on the other side, we're going to do it again. As you can see, I'm a little bit tighter on the side. And then just shake it all out. Okay, and we're back. So hopefully you enjoyed that warm-up. You're a little bit... Ooh. There we go. Hopefully you enjoyed that warm-up and had a little go at it. Again, like last week's warm-up was obviously a little bit more vocal. If you feel like doing something like that, you can literally go back on the channel and look at that video and do that one, which is a really great thing about these video lessons, is that you can refer back to your old ones. But yeah, obviously, hope it got the blood pumping a little bit. I think at a time like this, when we're all at home a lot, it's important to keep active, especially for your voice. And I did chat a little bit about it in the video, but you know, we have to remember that we use a lot of muscles. When we sing, it wouldn't be classed as a sport, but we do use a lot of muscles, so it's important that we do warm up. Our chest area, our shoulders are important to warm up, sort of like around your neck and throat and your mouth, and just generally your face, to be honest. So I hope that warm up was useful and that you all got stuck in with it. By all means do it again, you know. But yeah, hopefully that was good. So let's just get straight into it. Choosing a song that's right for you. So this is something that can take quite a while to do, and I'm not going to say that this this little lesson I'm giving you now is going to always work perfectly. I do tend to follow the steps that I'm going to give you, and sometimes I'll choose a song and I'll work on it really hard and I'll be like, this is not the right song for me, which is absolutely fine. It's not foolproof, but it is useful. And I do think that some of you guys are really brilliant at picking songs that go with your voice. Just because you grew up listening to that music and that's your voice is sort of moulded around the songs. But there are others of you that I know that I listen to your singing and I'm like, this sounds really great, but it would sound so much better if they'd chosen a different song, which is absolutely fine. It's good because it's something that you can work on really easily. So I generally tend to follow 3 steps when I'm choosing a song, which I'll go through with you in a little bit of detail now. I think it's best to set things out step by step so that you can sort of follow through, and it makes it really easy when you come down to doing it. So your first little step that I'm going to give you is making sure that the song that you choose fits in with your range. So what I mean by this, if you're not sure, is that, you know, some of us have lower voices, some of us have higher voices, some of us are somewhere in the middle, and the stretch of how far you can go between those areas is your range. So if you can sing really, really low and really, really high, you'd have a wider range. If you tend to stick more in the middle or just on either side, then you'd have a slightly narrower range. Obviously, at your age, it's very strange to find someone who's got a completely wide, crazy range, because that's something that comes with growing up and singing a lot. You know, and some people, for example, Ed Sheeran is an example that's coming to my mind. He has quite a narrow range, but then he's one of the most famous male musicians in the world. So you have to sort of like take it all relatively. So it's not necessarily, if you have a narrow range, it's not necessarily a bad thing at all. If you just work with the skills that you have, then it will be easy to find a song that works for you. So for example, for me, I would say that there are different sides to my voice. If I'm singing a more acoustic style, which is something that you guys have probably heard a little bit more from me, then I'd say that I'm sort of ranging from lower to middle range. So songs like Ed Sheeran songs, Lewis Capaldi, who else can I think of? People like maybe songs like Lost Boy, which I know you guys love. Songs like that are really great for me when I'm doing that sort of thing. And that's not to say that I can't go into songs that are a little bit higher, but if I'm trying to choose a song that isn't a challenge for me, which is something that I can just sing easily, that's definitely the sort of songs I'd be looking at. And I think that does come with the fact that when I was younger, around your age, that was the type of music I was listening to. So that was the type of music I was singing originally, and so my voice has sort of gone along with that. Sorry if you can hear my dog in the background. So that's sort of an idea about range. Hopefully you'll sort of know your range. You might not know, oh, I can go from this note to that note, but you'll know, oh, I'm a lower singer, or oh, I can go quite high and quite low. For me, I also enjoyed singing musical theatre, which is something you probably haven't heard from me at all, but I'll have a chat about it now. When I sing musical theatre, because the style of singing is slightly different, I can definitely go a lot higher. I would generally describe myself as a soprano if I was singing musical theatre style, and generally if I'm singing like acoustic singer-songwriter music, I can't really reach that level without sounding like I'm going into musical theatre voice. So if I was choosing a musical theatre song, I would be looking at higher songs, but it really just does depend on what your voice is like, and some of you have really like husky, beautiful, rich lower voices, and some of you have really springy, beautiful higher voices, and some of you have like really lovely, strong and clear voices in the middle, and none of those things is negative. It's not bad if you've got a really low voice or a really high voice, or your voice is in the middle. All of them are just different. It's just preference. So yeah, taking into account your range. So hopefully you will know a little bit about your range. If I've put you into groups in class and I've said you go on the higher side, it would generally mean you've got a higher range. If I say go on to the lower side, it means you've got a lower range. But yeah, if you've got any questions about that and you're not 100% sure, drop me a message through the WhatsApp phone number, and I'll try and get back to you with an idea of what I think your vocal range is. Sorry, couldn't think of the word. Okay, so that's the first step, is your range. So looking at songs like that. So don't, if you are a really high singer, don't start looking at like really, really super low songs, because you'll just get too invested in the song and then you won't be able to sing it. Obviously something that you can work on, you can broaden your range, but for right now, if you're just trying to choose a song quickly, just try and stick to what you're comfortable with. Okay, so your second step that you'll be looking at is the style of the song. So what I mean by this is, I kind of touched on it earlier, there's so many different styles of songs. You've got pop music, you've got acoustic music, you've got rock music, you've got rap music, you've got more jazzy stuff, you've got musical theatre. There's so many different types of like vocal types. Opera, which I've never heard any of you sing, but I'm sure that would be brilliant if you gave it a go. Just saying. Yeah, but the style of music is really important, because I think that it's always easier to sing a song that you sort of connect with a little bit deeper. So if you're somebody that listens to rock music, an example that springs to mind is Sophia, who obviously doesn't go to RPA Sing anymore, but a couple of you will know her. She's very rooted. She's got very like strong rock roots in her family, and they all listen to it, and she's grown up listening to it, and she generally tends to sway towards those types of songs, which I think is great, because it makes the whole experience a lot easier and more fun and exciting for you if you actually enjoy the song that you're singing. If you love pop music, don't start trying to sing rap or jazz, because you just won't connect with the song at all, and it's important that you enjoy yourself while you're singing as well as it sounding good, so you've got to remember that. So if you love pop music, look for pop songs. If you love rock music, look for rock songs. If you love musical theatre, sing musical theatre songs. You'll generally tend to fall into those categories anyway, and look for songs that you enjoy. Let me think of an example of someone who's in the class. So Abby, for example, tends to enjoy the sort of more singer-songwriter music, if you know what I mean, and that's the sort of songs that you tend to sing, which is great because you can tell that you're enjoying it while you're singing, and it's good. It's always good. So yeah, keep that in mind. If you've got a really broad music taste, then obviously this makes the step a little bit easier for you, because you'll have a wider range of things that you can sing. But as a general rule, try to stick to something that you enjoy. So for me, I don't like rap music. I respect it, but I don't enjoy it. So I'm never gonna sing one of those songs. majority of pop songs I'm not the hugest fan of, so I'm not going to straight away go to pop when I'm choosing a song. I'll generally tend to choose something a little bit more acoustic that fits in more with the type of music that I listen to. So that's just an idea, so hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. Again, if you have any questions about anything I'm saying in this video, that's what that WhatsApp number is for, so that we can communicate a little bit more easily. And obviously if you want to save your questions till next week, we'll have another Zoom call where you can ask me in person. Okay. Okay, so your third step or tip or whatever you would like to say is your subject matter. So obviously there's songs about literally everything in the world. There's a lot of songs about love, but not all of them are about love. There's songs about family, friends, food, movies, trees, dogs, everything. You'll find a song about anything. I think that it's important to connect with the subject matter that is focused in the song that you're singing. So if there's a song about falling in love and then like getting your heart broken, that might be a great song and it might sound great, you know, give it a go. But you might connect more with a song that's about I don't know, losing a friend, because that might be something that you've gone through in the past. Not to say that you guys haven't gone through heartbreak, but as a general rule. So if you're listening to a song and you think, wow, this song is the style of music that I like. Oh, that line really hits me at home. Is that this? Hits home. That's it. That line really hits home. Because I can really relate to that line, and I feel like this song is about something I can relate to. Oh god, it also sounds like it's a little bit in my range. Bam, bam, give it a go. Try and sing that song, because chances are it will sound good, because it's all of the things that you like bundled up into one. So I definitely give it a go. Subject matter is important. Technically wise, like if we're talking about the technicality of singing, it's not as important as the other two that I've said, because it doesn't really affect the actual levels of your singing and your voice, but what it does affect is the emotion that you put behind it. And someone like Adele, for example, hugely talented, hugely successful, can guarantee that you've all heard of her. Don't even have to think, oh, if you've heard of her. You all have, because she's so successful. She's got an amazing voice, which is like undeniable. Even though it might not be people's cup of tea, they can't say that she hasn't got a good voice. But the reason that she is so successful is because she has so much emotion behind her voice that makes it just that bit more powerful. I do find that I can notice in you guys, like I'm talking from actual experience of watching you, that when you guys are singing a song about something that you care about or something that you find sad, even if you might not be able to relate to it, something that you can connect to, the performance is so much better. And sort of emotion comes out in performative ways, so as in like the way that you're standing and the way that you're moving without you even thinking about it, which is like what we want, really. So yeah, subject matter is important, not technically, but from a watching point of view, from an audience member's point of view. If you can connect with the subject matter, they will notice that, which is important if you do want to be a performer, or if you do want to go into like this as a professional career, or even if you just do shows. Like, it's so important that you are putting on a performance for your audience and not just the auditory performance, the visual performance as well, because they come together, if you're a singer, into one little package, and that's what you present to your audience. It's not just the way you sound. You can have the most beautiful voice. If you stand there completely stiff the whole time, nobody will enjoy it. You have to sort of connect with your song. Yes, okay, so that was the last step. So we've got the range, the style of song, and the subject matter. So hopefully if you get those three tips down, you're on your way to finding a great song for your voice. And it does, like I say, it doesn't always work. You might think, oh, I hate this song. Fine, throw it away, try again. But it's definitely puts you on the right path to finding something that works for you. So yes, now let me tell you about my little task for you this week. So obviously you've got the next sort of 20 minutes to work on the tasks that I give you now. So obviously I'd like you to complete that warm-up, but you might have like done it along with the video. I don't need a video of you guys doing that because I know that that's something that you won't all want to do. But if you do want to send me a video, I'll 100% take it. I love seeing you guys actually like getting involved with all the tasks. But you don't have to. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do, but especially not that if you don't want to. But I'd love to see it if you want to send me something. So what I'd like from you by next week is a song choice using those 3 steps for you. Obviously, I can't really like judge this. I can't give you feedback. I can't say that's a good song choice for you. I can sort of from a range point of view, but obviously if you connect with the song, I can't be like, no, you don't connect with the song, because you know whether you do or not. So yeah, I'd like a song choice from you. If you want to give me a little explanation, that would be amazing. Obviously, I'm not trying to make it homework, so if you don't want to do that, don't worry. And also, last week I told you to do a little line for our song. I haven't obviously received any of those because of the block in communication, but obviously now we've got that WhatsApp phone number. I'd like your line or your idea from last week and a new one for this week, so that we're just building up a picture for that song. So it can be a line that you really like, that you thought of and you're like, that sounds really nice, I'd like to include that. Obviously remember it's about dreams and like lullabies and blah blah blah. It could be 2 rhyming words related to that, dreams and lullabies that you really like sleep, keep, literally just that. You could just send that to me, it's absolutely helpful. And it could even be a song that you've listened to on the radio and you think, oh god, this makes me feel really sleepy, this reminds me of dreams. I'm going to send that to Gio so that she can get some inspiration. I'd love that as well. Like I say, hopefully next week we'll do a little bit of work writing the song, and I'm going to chat to Fee to see if it's possible to do a little bit longer of Zoom so that we can sort of work together on that. But yeah, hopefully that all works out. So I'd like your song choice and a couple of ideas for the song. Remember that phone number has been sent to your parents quite recently, so if they just go back on the email and they find it, you can send anything to that through WhatsApp and they'll get to me. But yeah, I hope you all have an amazing week. Remember to stay calm and appreciate this time that you have with your family. Remember keeping in mind what you're grateful for in a time like this. And yeah, keep singing and get on with those activities, and I'll see you next week. Bye!